In the cool of the eve, across the tarmac at Charles de Gaulle Airport, a golden glow was cast on the frosted terminal windows. The air was still, quiet, almost reverent. Near Gate 37, a man stood alone. No entourage, no luxury bags, no obvious signs of power, just a hoodie, hands in his pockets, and a calm, thoughtful expression. To the other travelers, he was just another African man waiting for a flight. But he was no ordinary passenger. He was Ibrahim Traore, the president of Burkina Faso. He didn't travel by private jet. He avoided media flashes and grand displays. He preferred to walk among the people quietly, humbly, unnoticed. Even returning from a high-stakes diplomatic mission in Europe, where he had discussed gold, sovereignty, and Africa's future, he sought no attention. He simply wanted to go home. As he made his way to the Air France flight to Ouagadougou, he offered a kind bonjour, caviar? To a janitor. The man smiled back, unaware of who had greeted him, and that's just how Traore liked it. He boarded without fanfare, gave a polite nod to the crew, and took his window seat in business class, calm, invisible, or so he thought. Just a few rows behind, trouble was simmering. A high-powered French CEO, accustomed to champagne receptions and royal treatment, was outraged. Business class was full, and he had not been given his usual seat of privilege. Impossible, he barked. I am a strategic partner in Africa. His aides scrambled, gate agents tapped away on tablets, calls were made, but there was no space. That's when Claire stepped in, tall, poised, and fair-skinned. She was a senior flight attendant for Air France. Her smile was polished, her demeanor diplomatic, but behind the charm was steel. She scanned the cabin. Her eyes landed on Traore, just a quiet black man in a hoodie. No luxury watch, no sign of status. Her expression tightened. Must be a mistake. She approached him with a forced smile and a polite voice. Monsieur, may I see your boarding pass? Traore handed it over calmly. Seat 2A. Everything was in order, yet she hesitated. Sir, we may need to reassign your seat to economy. You'll be compensated. He raised an eyebrow. Why me? No specific reason, she said. Just a small operational adjustment. An adjustment for someone more important than me? She didn't answer. He met her gaze, calm but firm. No, I'll stay in my seat. It wasn't loud, but it changed the atmosphere. Claire blinked, thrown off. He wasn't supposed to refuse. She tried again. It's necessary for operations. Then why single me out? Around them, the cabin stilled, newspapers lowered, eyes turned. No one spoke, but everyone was listening. Claire retreated embarrassed, not by noise, but by a quiet strength that wouldn't yield. Moments later, she returned and began approaching other black passengers, one by one, asking them to give up their seats. That's when Traore stood. Enough. His voice was soft, but it carried the force of a storm. You are making decisions based on skin color, not boarding passes. That is discrimination. Claire flinched. Sir, please don't create a scene. But the scene was already unfolding. The CEO was finally ushered in, striding past Traore like royalty. Claire doted on him. Champagne was poured. Traore remained silent, unmoved, unknown. Later in the flight, Claire returned with a sugary smile. Would you like a drink, sir? Just water, he said, eyes on the clouds outside. To Rose's back, an African nurse leaned toward her neighbor and whispered, That's our president. Her neighbor's eyes widened. But no one said a word. Hours passed, night fell. Then the wheels touched down in Ouagadougou. Outside, the runway buzzed with armored SUVs, military trucks, and a full presidential escort. Black berets, snapping salutes. Claire's heart skipped. The CEO smirked. Must be for me. But when a tall officer boarded the plane, his boots echoed through the cabin. He walked straight to seat 2A and offered a crisp salute. Monsieur le Président, welcome home. The cabin froze, gasps, silence. The truth landed heavier than the plane. Claire turned pale, the CEO stiffened, and Traore rose not with pride or anger, but with the quiet dignity of a man who knew exactly who he was. Two more officers stepped in. You too, one said, pointing to Claire and the CEO. You're coming with us, now. What? Why? Claire stammered. For public insult and discrimination against the head of state. A serious offense on our soil. Outside, cameras flashed. Crowds roared. Burkina Faso's leader had returned, and now everyone knew the man they had tried to diminish. As Claire and the CEO were led away in handcuffs, the tarmac heat was nothing compared to the fire of humiliation. Inside the terminal, President Traore stood before a few reporters, calm, deliberate. In Burkina Faso, we don't judge a man by his skin. We don't bow to money or colonial shadows. Here, we honor dignity, humanity, and our people. That is the new Africa, and so the story spread. A man in a hoodie, a business class seat, and a lesson the world would never forget.